Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about some of the updates that I noticed on the Boox Go 10.3 when it had its most recent update. I may miss some because I don't always check all the new updates, and some of the things might have been there that I didn't notice before because I'm not always going into every aspect of the app. I'm usually just there for reading, taking a few notes, and sketching. Those are probably the things that I'll notice first. If I miss anything, just let me know. But I noticed when I was looking at Neoreader that they did move, hold on, this is a PDF version of this how to draw book. There was a way to change the font beforehand in PDFs. In the old version, it was Reflow. In this version, you will find it here in navigation, but in here it's in layout. And extract text is the new version of Reflow. So Reflow would change, you can change the size of the text so you can read it better on maybe a smaller device. You can see how small the text is here on my Boox Go 10.3. I mean, it's legible, readable, and everything, but you might want to be able to see it more clearly. So all you would do is, I wonder if this will get the new updates too. And Reflow will be changed on here too. And here you would go to layout, extract text, and that would reflow the text for you. Also, they changed how the e-ink settings look. Let me go to a different app. Let me go to my Viz app. You can see how the e-ink panel looks different now. I had just gotten used to this one, so I'm kind of upset that they changed it, but it's not something too difficult to get used to. And you'll just find the different settings in different areas now. Let's see what the recommended is. Standard, speed, and universal for here. And I guess that would be what the optimal is for this one. Another thing that I noticed was if we go to, let me just go back into my Drawing Dragons book. And go back to the original layout. Okay. And let me just add a page here. I'm just going to add a blank page. Okay. And if we pull up our little notes thing and we go to our fountain pen, it now has the option of regular, calligraphy, and fountain. And this also looks different. Let me open up my notes app. I was playing around with it in my sketchbook earlier so that I could see like all the different, oh, it doesn't show up here, but see how the pen doesn't have that here. And this also is here, and this has this. Okay, and I'm just going to turn it up so you can see the different sizes. And this is with the pen in black. And then we have the calligraphy pen. And then we have our fountain pen. There isn't too much difference between the two pens, but there's like a different slant, a different width, even on the same thickness that you'll see. And this, while it does have like the pressure sensitivity, it does sort of look almost like the ballpoint pen to me. Although the ballpoint pen is 100% the same width all the way through, no matter what pressure that you're using for it. Okay, and I also noticed that with the pencil, we now have different textures. I don't know, we might have always had that and I just never checked for it, because I do see it here. It must have just been something that I never checked for. They have that texture. And then texture 2. So just in case you didn't notice it either. And that looks quite nice. I really like that for shading. Something that they haven't changed though for the pencil, that it still doesn't get small enough. Oops, that wasn't black. But see, let me put it on the smallest setting. And you see how fat that line still is? That's still not great for sketching. Let me change it here to pencil, small. That's just not a small enough line for sketching. So I usually sketch with the fountain pen and small. And usually with one of the lighter colors. And when it comes to different values or whatever, where you can most see the different values with all the different pencils and pens is where the black, dark gray, medium gray, and light gray. Medium gray. Oh, while I'm on the subject of the new things that they have, let me go to Notebook and we'll see this here. Here we have this where we can go to with and without the toolbar area here. With this, we can completely make it disappear, and we just make it reappear by sliding here on the side. Get rid of it the same way. There's now this kind of sort of favorite thing. I have sketch box. Let me go to notes box. I have this one so I can like go back and forth in pages. And you can see I was testing out if I could see the different values a little better with the update, but you really can't. Like when it comes down here, you really can't see the different values too well. But this is with the different black, dark gray, medium gray, light gray, where you can see the most values. And so now you can load up your favorite tools for making notes or journaling and your favorite tools for sketching. Let's see how many layers I can make. Ooh. Yeah, up to 5 layers. It's sort of just like in, I was checking out, what is that, the Supernote? I feel like they have something similar where you can only make 5 layers. You can change the margins, but I don't have that one listed in my toolbox right now. Oh yeah, another thing that they have not updated is the eraser. It still doesn't get super thin or precise. This is the eraser diameter at the smallest size you can get it to, which is the 3.00 millimeters. And if we just erase a spot, you see how it's just terrible. So to erase, I always just use a white version of one of these markers or pens so I can get extremely detailed white lines. Like this won't look great when you transport the document to maybe one of your different devices, but it will look great while you're in your black and white device. Usually, unless you have the background as white as well, then it won't look so strange. Oh, and while we're on the subject of just things that I'm talking about with my Boox devices and how I was like looking into the Supernote for a little bit, the Krita app works pretty well. So probably Ibis Paint and things like that will work pretty well for sketching on the Boox Tab Mini C. Not so great on my Boox Go 10.3. But I did use the Concepts app for a little bit to just see how it is. Like, I feel like the delay isn't so much, but if you're like going really fast, you will notice the delay. But if you are pretty used to keeping track of where you last sketched at, it won't be too big of a deal. But when we go, hold on. When we go to it here, and if you just want an app where you can use different tools to sketch or paint with, I feel like the Concepts app is a pretty good one. If you were thinking about needing one, and if you're not satisfied with what the Notepad has to offer, since they haven't really given us a dedicated e-ink sketching app, except for whatever Supernote has going on. I think I'm thinking of the correct device, but they have a dedicated sketching app. And with this, I feel like it's pretty similar because with the layers, you can do pencil layer, watercolor layer, ink layer, so you can have all those separate. And I feel like the brushes look pretty good. Ooh. And as you can see, it's pretty nice. It doesn't take too long for the line to appear. I mean, it does take a good bit of time, but I don't know what other updates they have. Those are just the ones that I noticed. My books in my library, if I sync them, when I wrote notes on the book the first time, they would appear in random places. But hold on, I'm reading the Foundation trilogy right now. I wonder if it'll show. But when I was looking at it earlier, the notes would sort of appear like this little squiggly line like this, where I could like click on and see where I had handwritten notes in the other document before I, bonded them both. But I'm not really seeing those right now. Oh, yeah, here it is. Right there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. I might have to bring it closer. Ooh, right here. And that's where I put a handwritten note. And that way, the ones that I wrote in the margins appear better in the other device rather than just like little scribbles or something. Because These devices are not the same size, so no matter what font size that you have, it's not, what you handwrite isn't usually going to appear in the same space. I can just go here to look at my handwritten notes. Contents, handwritten notes. It's still not 100%. So we can look at the same page in different documents. But it does cross pretty well. And here's a handwritten note here. Encyclopedias don't win wars. And it also showed that I highlighted something in that area and wrote on it, but I'm not, yeah, here it is. It's tagged at the end here. So that way you can work on your document in different devices. This is an EPUB file. I don't know how it'll look with a PDF. I might come back and update you on that if I like sketching the margins of something or writing the margins. But this way you can work on different devices and your final product won't end up looking too terrible. But that's about all that I have right now. If I think of something else, I'll make another video. Like, these videos are always so scattered. But yeah, if I think of something else, or if you have a question about something that I didn't notice, or if I sped through it, just leave a comment and I'll go back and look and see what it is. Oh man, there's always crumbs floating around this room. And that's it for now. Bye.